Welcome to the show. This is Babblin and Dabblin. You already know we are podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. Welcome to the show. This is Babblin and Dabblin. You already know we are podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Podcast. Yeah, we babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. Babblin' and dabbling. All
right. It is recording. We do have.
Yeah, I was watching. I was making sure. Hello, welcome to another episode of Babblin and Dabblin. I'm your host, Camden Hill. With me today, as always, is my co-host, Scott Barnhart. With us again as of the last month or so. I don't know how long he's been here. He's stealing all my shit, though. Now he's got my parking spot. Son of a bitch. He's Brandon Kahn.
What up?
He's looking for a sound pad.
I am. There we go.
All right.
You deserve applause. You've been doing a great job.
Oh, shit.
All right.
If you'd stop stealing all my shit, I'd probably agree. As you can see, I have nothing.
That's the great job.
They've taken everything from me.
This has been all a plan to get everything taken from you.
I see.
Next week, he'll be the producer. All right.
It's the only natural progression there is. So anyway, let that be a life lesson to you guys. When you have a dream, don't involve others in it.
Did you hear that cut out too?
What?
Your audio cut out while you were talking for a second there.
All right, did it? Are you just saying that like Brandon's going to cut my audio later or something?
No.
Hello!
No. Okay. Everything looks good there. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was weird. Anyways.
So, Scott's having technical issues that nobody else is having?
Oh, I'm always having technical issues.
Or he's just willfully
Technically,
ignoring you.
maybe. That's probably smart of him. I ignore me all the time.
Huh?
Yep. As always, if you'd like to follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, we can all be located at Babblin Dabblin. Babblin Dabblin. Whoa. That was pretty cool.
I mean, I don't even know
Dramatic effect.
I don't even know why you're plugging him, man. I'm only going to put up Scott's banner. Yeah. He's the only one that matters
I see.
in this group.
So that's we'll get into that too in a second here. If you'd like to follow me personally, you're gonna have to listen real close because they will not appear on screen. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at dflamingo187. If you'd like to keep up, I don't really do much on there honestly, but if you want to follow me and make me feel better about myself, you can do that. That's the handle. All right, Scott, hit them with the really important stuff that's going to show up.
If you guys want to keep up with my music, you can find me at soundcloud.com/hazardwave, spelled HAZARDWAVE. Links to my other socials are there. And pick up my album, Calamity Cafe, anywhere you can find music, stream it or buy it.
Dope. Brandon, fucking go. Hit him.
Hey guys, the reason why I look like I'm a fucking Hot Topic cringe lord today is because I'm sick and I'm trying not to get these fuckers sick. So, anyway, my socials, Becon Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Got it all uniformed. And
Shit. Oh, shit. Hit the applause button.
That's right. Yes. Finally got it all uniformed out. So, yeah, and as far as plugs of upcoming shit, of course, gonna remind you guys that February 15th is going to be Level Up Laughs. Come on out, get your 8 minutes on stage, or otherwise hear a bunch of awesome local comics do their thing at Reboot, Retrocade, and Bar. Digging around on your...
What? Me? Never. I forgot I was connected to Bluetooth and I had the sound turned on. If you get one thing from Babblin and Dabblin,
Look at
it's
the porn.
professionalism. Well, our
He's on
our
Bat
sponsor.
for fun on his phone. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I gotta stay on brand for the sponsorship. Well, last week's sponsorship.
That is Scott's kink.
Did you say that?
Yeah, that's me.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
Yeah, he's a voice actor. You
Yeah,
should
yeah,
be
I mean,
a
I
voice
get
actor
it.
for real. You have a bunch of
tried.
different... You tried?
Yeah, it is not
You can keep
easy.
trying.
I mean,
Apparently, it doesn't
I-
pay well either.
Well, no.
Yeah, according to some people.
It can pay well, and yeah, it can work for some people, and that's the problem, is that, like, big studios and stuff, they already know the people that they're going to go to get stuff recorded. They already know the voices that they want.
So it's difficult to get into.
It is very difficult to get into. And also, like, the websites that are out there, like, there's one, I'm not going to plug it, but there's one that they used to do, like, a yearly subscription of $600 a year. And now, since there's so many people that are trying to do it with just a microphone and just some random dick, you know, like now you just have to pay to get your name to appear in search results at all. Like, it's really hard. Yeah, that's
You're saying that people have given in to greed in a capitalist society?
Whoa.
Shocker.
No, never.
See, like right here, I can't hear anything. Can you guys hear each other talk and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Woo!
it does seem really sensitive, like the bars and stuff.
Now I can hear stuff.
Well, I mean, you guys want to stop and
Is the audio working okay? Okay, it looks like
Yeah,
I'm showing
it's
up.
working
All right,
out.
yeah. I think it's my headphone. I think your
Yeah, I was about to
shitty
say.
$20 headphones are starting to
Is it
crap out.
plugged in all the way?
that's what they think.
What? No, there's no SD card in there. It won't record.
Okay, now I'm all good now. It's working. All right.
It might not have been plugged in all the way. It could have been idling around.
We're raw as hell on this show. You guys get to see everything. All right.
Technical issues, everything.
Only the best equipment.
Should we get into our first topic?
No.
Okay.
All right. All right. I'm going to share my story of the day.
Oh,
before we
yeah,
do
good.
that.
That's much better. Okay. That's our first topic. That's my point.
Oh, okay. You didn't see my post, right? So this is all news to you.
Yeah, we got.
All right. So I'm coming home, which I got home a day late this week. Obviously, I didn't get home till today. Coming home, got a Dunkin' in Jackson. I'm about halfway through my coffee. Probably about 15 miles to where I parked my truck at. And it hits me. I got shit real bad. So I'm trying to get home. And I finally get in. And you know that, like when you go from sitting to standing, it just kind of like opens up the gate a little bit and it's really hard to control. Oof.
Yeah. Trust me, I know all about that.
Yeah.
I'll be on next about that story. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I get parked and I'm like, I gotta go right now. So I hop out of my truck and I literally only have to take like 5 steps to get behind my truck, and I almost shit my pants in that time. Exactly. So I get back there and I pull my pants down and I'm just shitting outside on the ground. and I just fart really bad. And I'm like, whoo, okay, I guess that was a false alarm. And I go to get back in my truck and it's like, not a false alarm. And I'm like, no! So I run back to the back of the truck and I shit. And it's a lot.
Now, is this on pavement or grass or
Just gravel.
gravel?
Yeah, dirt. Well, more dirt than gravel probably.
Okay.
So anyway, the consistency of it was not solid nor liquid. It was. You remember those
Plasma?
You remember those Starbucks Starburst commercials where they're like, it's a sockwood, it's not a solid or a liquid.
Like a pudding?
Yeah,
kind of?
Yeah, like a pudding.
Okay.
Probably like a crapioca
Like
pudding.
a jello? Okay. A rice pudding. There we go. Kind of like a rice pudding.
Yeah, crapioca.
God. Where is that? There we go. Jesus.
Well, Scott talked over it the first time. I had to say it again. So
I'm sorry.
You know, that's one of those jokes that's like not really good, but you got to do it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I shit, and you know, I wipe and everything. I go get back in my truck, and I'm gathering all my laundry and everything I need to take to the house with me. And then 3 dogs show up out of nowhere. Just 3 stray dogs.
Do you remember the breeds?
No, one of them looked like a pit bull.
That's enough. All right.
Okay.
But so they all 3 walk in, and they're all heading directly towards my truck, like they're on a mission to get to my truck.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, they probably like smell my shit. Woo! I was just checking the audio. I couldn't see my waveforms. Anyway,
The laptop is away from you.
it's in eyesight. I can still check it.
reason.
Okay. Anyway, so dogs walk over towards my truck. One heads specifically to where I just shit at. And
From
you turn.
pit
You know
bull to
what?
shit bull. All right.
Yeah,
That was a terrible joke. All right, go ahead.
a little. It was all right. It's all right.
Was I? Okay.
It's all right.
You got to chuckle.
Well, you know, puns are just anyway. The more terrible the
Puns
pun
are shit
is.
jokes. Is that what you're getting at?
All right.
All right, so anyway, the one dog walks over to my pile of shit, and I see it happening in my mirror, and I'm like, no. So I tap the horn.
This is my shit.
It's my shit. Back off. So I try to get it away.
I need to post a picture of this on Instagram. All right.
I literally almost took a picture of the pile and sent it to you guys.
Come on, you degenerate.
You should have seen the picture of the shit that I sent Scott a couple months ago.
Yeah, it was. Don't ever do that again.
Oh my god! All right, wait. I do have a story along that line. I'll wait for you to finish, though.
All right, cool.
I think we all have a shit story today.
It seems
That's
like
our
it.
first topic. All right.
Yeah.
We're very mature. Okay. Yep.
So anyway, the dog backs up when I honk the horn, and I finish getting everything together. I walk across the parking lot to get in my car.
Where'd you wipe?
Where did I wipe?
Yeah.
Just right there by the pile of shit.
Oh, okay.
I have baby wipes in the truck, so I just kind of.
You grabbed him on the way, thinking he might shit outside.
No, I knew I was gonna shit outside. Okay. There's no toilet, no porta potty anywhere where I park at, so I knew I'm shitting
The world
outside.
is your toilet. All right.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, yeah. So I finish up grabbing all my shit. Not really.
Rim shot. A lot closer to this episode.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm walking over across the parking lot to get in my car, and two of the dogs, kind of run up by me, but not too close. So I squat down, and they get a little closer, and I reach out and I pet one of them, and he was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome." And then the other one's like, "Okay, cool." So he runs over there too. So I'm petting them, and we're
Oh,
best
shit, what
friends
up? They're
now.
giving out free pets.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, whatever. And I walk over to my car. While I'm on my way, they turn back and go towards my truck. And in my mind, I imagine the one dog was like, that motherfucker's hiding something delicious back there. I know it. And then I get back around there with my cart. I put all my shit in it, and it's all been eaten.
Ew.
Oh my.
The dogs ate my doo-doo. And then
Dogs are gross.
I felt bad.
Makes me wonder why you even had toilet paper, man. You could have just bent right on over and it got weird.
Fun and
The dogs
cleanly.
weren't there at that point. It's a win-win.
Oh my.
And I think they have like enzymes that help like fight infection and stuff like that. So maybe it would have been healthy for you.
I don't.
Kids, eat your own shit.
No, I think he's talking about dogs.
The dog's tongues.
Yeah, don't eat shit. let dogs toss your salad. Don't eat your own shit.
Brandon's kink, apparently.
Oh, I can't bust that out. Don't have a soundbite for it.
That is Brandon's kink. So yeah, that's that. And I pet the dogs again after the one ate my shit. I only saw one eat the shit, and I knew he ate my shit because when he came back up to me to get more pets, he had like shit on the bottom of his mouth.
Oh,
Oh
like
my
dripped.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He needed a bib.
So then I gave him some water in a bowl, and I was like, "This is like partially because I
A
bet you're
toothbrush?
thirsty, but
Yeah.
also please get rid of that."
What's the taste of my
Come on, be decent,
birds out of your mouth?
Yeah, come on, clean yourself up, dude.
Get your shit together.
You're going out sad. Going out real sad right now, dog. Which apparently, hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna get to you guys.
Yeah.
But my Australian friend, our graphic designer that did the logo for the show, he called me on Messenger earlier because he just gets drunk and walks home and then calls me.
Smart.
But he was telling me, so like in America, cunt is a really like derogatory word and it's bad, but in
They use it
Australia,
all the fucking time over there.
yeah, cunt is like bruh to our bruh is their cunt, So he's
Or
like,
mate.
but he was saying dog is a bad word there, like how you say what's up, dog? Like a dog in Australia is somebody that like fucked your wife or just
Yeah,
did you
and they
dirty.
eat dogs over there, and they have like dingoes and stuff. So I don't know.
Just because Asia and Australia both start with A's don't mean they're the same.
That's a Georgia public school system for you.
All right, so Scott
That
has
dog
some-
that ate the shit must have been from Georgia.
Well, okay.
I mean, yeah, it was.
Or in Georgia. Yeah.
You were talking about taking a picture of your shit and everything like that. So the thing about dating a soon-to-be doctor is people ask me medical questions and shit all the time to pass off to my boyfriend. And at one point, one of my
Speaking of which, I'm just gonna go ahead. I had a medical question. Yeah. I have several medical questions. All right, go ahead.
So many.
Please, get it all the time. And one of my friends was telling me how he had blood in his shit. And I told him, dude, okay, so if it's really, really dark, almost black, then that's something to be worried about.
That's internal bleeding.
Yeah, that's internal bleeding. If it's bright red,
Somewhat of a doctor myself. All right.
I'm sometimes some of a science student, so, yeah. We memeing hard over here. But if it's bright red, then it's most likely just hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
It's a common thing. And
Fresh blood.
Yeah, fresh blood. It's more surface blood. It's not inside your
Virgin
guts
blood.
and shit. And he's the kind of hypochondriac that he's just like, I don't even know, man. I'm
gonna die.
I'm gonna die, basically. And we were drunk, and I was just like, you know what, dude, just send me a picture of your shit tomorrow. I'll show it to my boyfriend, and he'll give us the lowdown. And we laughed it off. But fast forward, I don't know, a month later, honestly, very timely. It was Valentine's Day dinner. Me and my boyfriend are out at like some fancy, nice joint, having a good time. And I get this text message.
Full of red shit.
Yeah, there's like these little bloody turds. And I was like busting out laughing. Like, I had the worst fucking friends. Like, and sure enough, because I'm such a good boyfriend, I showed my boyfriend, I was like, and he was like, oh yeah, that's just hemorrhoids. Like, he just went back to eating. Like,
That guy needs to go in the emergency room now.
NBD.
Oh, he's dying. He's actually, he's already dead.
He's dead. He's toast. Don't even tell him yet.
Wait until after dinner, all right? We'll tell him then.
Dude, speaking of toast, that fucking meme where it was like, what genius invented toast? Like, they took a bite of bread and they're like, let's fucking cook it again.
Yeah.
That's just
Not
so
enough.
funny. All right, Scott, what's your shit story?
So the other day,
He shit his pants.
about a week ago, I was getting to that.
Oh, sorry.
But they needed some context. Well, now you're getting some context. The punchline's already been said. I shit my pants, basically. All right. Okay. So, for the first time in a long time, to your knowledge. So, I think I have IBS. When I have to go, I have to go. There's like no wait. There's no intermission of like, I've had to go for like 3 hours. If I had to go 3 hours, I went 3 hours ago. So I really had to go, and it just hit me. I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, gurgly burgly, shit, I have to shit.
Gurgly burgly.
Well, that's my stomach was saying that, not me. And I stood up, and it was like, I felt like the pressure relief valve opening. And I was like, maybe I can get a little bit of gas out, and I can like relieve some of this pressure. And I trusted a fart.
Never.
And you know, okay, like sometimes when you have to shit or you have some gas, you try to relieve it, and everything's good. It's all good. And then sometimes you relieve it and you shart yourself, and that's what happened. All right, so I shart myself. And it was in one of my favorite pair of boxers, so I now have to buy another pair of. And
They're even more
honestly,
special now.
I liked them so much that I wanted to salvage them. And I like went out. I was like, "Do you think I should rinse these off and then like wash them 20 times and
These
burn
are my
them?"
emotional support boxers now.
Basically, and they were my favorite pair. All right. And then my dad was like, "You just need to throw those motherfuckers away." And I was like, "Fuck, you're right."
I hate that you're right, but you are.
And it was bad, man. No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't a full on shit in my pants. Like it wasn't a diaper. It was just like, it was just a little much that I like. Just
got
get
some
rid of
mud
them.
butt.
Let them go. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, man, it was nice to hit rock bottom though. For a minute there.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was worried.
Today
about
can't get
extra
much worse, you know?
Yeah, right.
Facts.
It's all uphill from here.
Super facts.
Speaking of getting sick, I'm pretty confident I know the reason why I am sick right now.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus, you're dying.
Yeah, you know, like
good.
I had a good run, longer than I was anticipating. But anyway, longer than I was anticipating and hoping. But no,
Hey, we're on the same page there, bud.
dark. Anyway, so get this shit. Of course, not going to mention the place that I work, and I doubt they would even think to look for my podcast, whatever. But
You works at a massage parlor on
Oh, now it's his podcast.
the podcast that
Stole
I
my
produce.
mixer, my
Fuck,
laptop,
man.
my parking spot.
The instant that came
My-
out of my mouth, I was like, I know he's gonna fucking say something. I know it. I fucking know
Son
it.
of a bitch.
Ah, Jesus. All right. the podcast that I produce. Okay. I doubt they would look it up. But anyway, we do kind of like a retreat kind of thing. And we usually have some special guest speaker. And they had this one guy that teaches I forget what the name of the technique is, and it's probably for the best. I don't even say it. But basically, it comes down to the idea of like mind over matter, and like the founder of it, he actually climbed Mount Everest in just a pair of shorts. And there's a Vice documentary about it. And one of the techniques for this mind over matter thing is ice baths. So,
Oh shit! Yeah.
yeah. So this guy had 2 gigantic troughs, which me and my coworkers, we got 2 to a trough, and we had to stay in there.
Oh, you did the ice bath thing?
Because the whole,
Wow.
you got to be a team player.
What degrees did they have it at? Like 30, 40?
25 degrees.
25? Good God. All right.
Yeah, it was filled with ice, and it had been sitting there for a while, so it only had time for, the water to be permeated, so to speak, with like the coldness and stuff. And
That's really fucking cold, dude. That's like,
oh yeah, and like the whole point of the exercise, the way
Burning.
that you knew that it worked, is that you were able to, if you normally got into that cold of water, your body's first instant reaction was,
yeah, you can't fucking breathe.
I fucking died trying to do that. But yeah, that whole thing.
That was a good reenactment. All right.
But if you do it successfully, you can actually control your breathing. You're concentrating on something else, and you control your body by doing this and all that good stuff. So I fucking get in there, and the guys told us that if he thought that we were like in trouble or we weren't doing it right, he'd be like, so I'm just gonna look at you and say, look into my eyes, as a way to concentrate and stuff.
Yeah.
So at this point, yeah, I'm just like staring hardcore into this guy's eyes, like I'm not having a good time here.
And how low are you? How much of your body is submerged? Up to the neck.
Up to the neck. Yeah, and he was like, relax your face, and I was like, I'm
Okay.
fucking, yeah, like, no, I'm like, my eyes are like almost rolled in my head because I'm trying to look away from like the crowd of my coworkers watching me die and like concentrate on anything else. And I looked like fucking Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Like, he's like, relax your face. I'm like, I'm dying here. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So after the fact, when I did my 30 seconds, I get out, and I apparently passed. I succeeded. But we were supposed to all wait for everyone else who wanted to do it before we could go inside and dry off and stuff.
No.
I mean, that's the way that this exercise works.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go in.
I'm out.
I'm freezing. I did my part. I'm going in.
I did my part. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what got me sick. And I'm like getting over
How long
it.
ago was this?
This was Thursday.
Dude, fuck your life.
Is that why you're sick? That's why you're sick?
That's why I think that I'm sick. Or honestly, like, it could very well be just stress related because over the past 3 weeks I've been hustling.
The fuck is
so
this?
much,
Yeah.
Could very
is
well
this,
be.
Scott?
So that's my disclaimer. Like,
The fuck is that, Scott?
What
Sorry.
was, what was the post? I like Zaxby's.
Yeah, I like Zaxby's too, but not chicken wings from Zaxby's.
That's fair.
but yeah, that's how I'm pretty sure I got sick.
Sorry. Your life isn't as important as...
Me angry reacting to his Facebook post.
Yeah.
To Zaxby's or whatever.
Yeah. Who the fuck goes, let's get chicken wings from Zaxby's? That's never the
I
move.
went to Buffalo Wild Wings last night.
That's, more acceptable.
Pretty good. They have, to me, they have not sauce aside. No, I'm not even including sauce. Just the quality of the wing itself and the meat and the consistency. They have the best wings, in my opinion.
I feel that like Buffalo Wild Wings is to Buffalo Wings as Olive Garden is to Italian food.
Exactly.
It's passable, it's decent, but you're still not that damn thrilled to eat it.
I am.
Scott
I love
is.
it every time I go.
Scott waited, what would you say, 19 hours for the
Yeah, I
grand
went to the grand
opening?
opening for 6 free wings a week for a year.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I used to go
free
to
wings is
UFC
free
games and stuff like
wings, so-
UFC games, the UFC fights and
Games.
stuff like that.
I don't fucks around with really any sports. I'll watch it like if someone else has it on the TV or something. Like
I used to be in this UFC a lot.
one of my
had a
friends
tap-out
actually
shirt.
is training to be a UFC fighter in California. She's trying to become a UFC fighter in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been doing it for over a year. She's had, I think, 3 matches. 1 win, 2 losses. She's taking a little bit of a break right now. Like, from that. She's also doing acting. Like, she is seriously one of the most driven people that I know. Like, she fucked off from Virginia and went all the way across the country with no connections or anything. And she's been doing as well as she has. But anyways.
Yeah, we need to get a fucking TV right here, like at the end of the table. So we, like, if we want to play clips, like we can all watch it collectively.
I have
You
a
know what I mean?
monitor that I can.
Oh, I did. I can bring
offered,
one.
Like, yeah.
Oh, you offered?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
he did. He said it in the group chat.
So, but.
I forgot.
Well,
About
he looked
it.
at you when he said that. I was like, "Huh." He offered to you, and you were like, "No."
No, yeah, he said it in the group chat. He's like, I got a monitor for like reaction videos and shit like that. We could.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's laid plans.
And for now, we'll just we would probably do this anyways, but you can just put it on the green screen and post. Like the
That's what
video,
I'm
we'll
gonna
sync it up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that brings
So-
us to our next topic, segue.
Boom. Scott wants to watch this video about what? Okay, so there was Backlash, right?
So for context, Bernie's been on Joe Rogan's podcast before, and the other night on the podcast, Joe Rogan was asked about who he would vote for in the Democratic primaries, and he said he'd probably vote for Bernie, and this is like his explanation why. And when Bernie tweeted it, like he saw Joe Rogan say this, and he tweeted it on his own page, his endorsement. Apparently, he got a bunch of backlash from the left, and I'm gonna assume that's the radical left, most likely. But you know how fucking loud you can get an idea of how loud those motherfuckers are sometimes on Twitter and social media. Like they're the loudest ones, so it seems like that's the majority half the time. But yeah, apparently Bernie got like a lot of shit because people were talking, and we're gonna look up some of those comments. I'm sure you probably looked at a few of them, last night, and some of the backlash he was getting.
Like, yeah, I read an article and everything about who exactly was bitching and stuff, and I got some stuff to say. But you guys just want to watch?
Yeah, let's go ahead and watch this real quick.
Cool, man. So here it is. This is on Bernie Sanders' actual
Oh, okay.
YouTube channel. Unless it's just a fake Bernie Sanders page. I don't know.
You never know.
Who are you going to vote for in the primary?
I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. Him as a human being, when I was hanging out with him, and
Yeah.
I believe in him. I like him. I like him a lot. What Bernie stands for is a guy who, well, look, you could dig up dirt on every single human being that's ever existed if you catch them in their worst moment and you magnify those moments and you cut out everything else and you only display those worst moments. That said, you can't find very many with Bernie. He's been insanely consistent his entire life. He's basically been saying the same thing, been for the same thing his whole life. And that, in and of itself, is a very powerful structure to operate from.
That'll take your butthole. All right.
But yeah, so Bernie got a bunch of backlash for that from because apparently they don't like Joe Rogan because he's had people like Jordan Peterson and Ben Shapiro and people from the right on, and they don't like some of his views on like transgender women fighting in the UFC and stuff like that. And
This was something that Brandon threw out in that list of topics when you were bringing up like ideas for these shows like this. He was like how the radical left is kind of comparable to like how everybody was hating the Westboro Baptist Church for being closed-minded.
Yeah.
Like, that's the side of tolerance is literally becoming very closed-minded, at least on the internet. I mean, and the radicalization
and like
of that.
what confuses me too is like if their goal is they want Trump out of office, they don't like Trump, and they want a Democrat
Anybody.
for all intents and purposes. For all intensive purposes.
Is that
You would
not a
think
purpose, huh?
that they would like that he's gathering support from people that are outside of their party. And they have a greater chance of winning. And like that should mean something to them, that he's able to grab support from people that aren't typically on the left or whatever like that, or that might, at least in their mind, he actually is more left than he is right, or at least he says. And from their perspective, if they don't think he's on the left, they think he's like a fucking alt-right motherfucker. You would think that they would like, oh, well, he's able to get support from these people. We should support Bernie. But it's not like that. For some reason, I just don't get it. I don't understand. And I'm personally not a huge fan of Bernie, but I do agree that he is pretty consistent. He's been saying the same thing. So it's a very good point that he has. I'm not crazy about his, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into politics or anything like who I would vote for and stuff like that just yet. That's another conversation. But for the purposes of this, Yang Yang 20.
I mean,
I don't want to get political, but yeah.
well, to me, the whole people are upset about what he said about transgender people, and also that's what I'd read too, that the LGBTQ community in general are pretty upset about the whole thing. But if you ask me, I'm going to go ahead and say that Bernie fucked up by getting with Joe Rogan anyway. Because,
Really?
Yeah, because for one, I will voice my political opinion and say that I'm down with Bernie. I fucks with Bernie. Like, I want him to get the nominee. But he tries so hard to get the youth votes and everything, and this is just another one of those examples of him trying to do that. But also,
what I like about it is they're getting away from this notion that they have to be on this one debate that's held by a corporate news company, and I like the fact that they're reaching out to people that like. They need like the long form conversation because you're never going to get that anywhere else but a podcast. And what podcast other than the biggest podcast to be able to expand your listeners and show them why they should vote for you. And then you'll be able to know in like an hour to 2 hour conversation. You can't get enough information in 1 minute when people are interrupting you.
My problem is...
Hold your thought, though. We're going to get back. Yeah.
Well, my problem is just that when I hear somebody talk for long enough, I kind of just end up liking them. Unless they're saying some really bad shit that I just can't.
You start realizing they're fucking human, too.
Because, like, Andrew Yang, who was it? Was it Tulsi Gabbard was on Joe Rogan, too?
I don't know.
And Bernie Sanders. You don't know who Tulsi Gabbard? No. She's one of the millions of fucking Democratic, fucking hopefuls.
Like 13 or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too goddamn much. That's what the Democrats are so fucking bad for themselves.
they are definitely self-sabotaging. But
and if you put Joe Biden as the front runner, you're fucking losing. I swear.
We are God. Fucking losing.
I'm
Joe
not.
Biden.
I wish I had some sound bites. I like when the hair stands on my legs and they rub my legs.
That video alone should have been enough to take him. But if Trump didn't get taken out for all the other shit, I mean, that's probably what's happening. The left is just like, well, Trump did this, and they're like, well, you hated him when he did it. Why allow somebody on your side to do it?
God, no. But
anyways, you didn't like that he was on Joe Rogan.
I didn't. No, it's not that.
Or you
I
thought
didn't
it was
like
a good
that
move.
he was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
He thinks he's
I didn't
pandering.
like that. It's not about him being on there or anything like that, but him to like really tout about, like, hey, Joe Rogan supports me and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like asking comedians to endorse you and stuff in general on the political stage, risky as fuck. Like,
okay, that's a fair statement, actually.
Yeah, like Sarah Silverman is probably the only one, and that's just because she's always been so hardcore liberal and she's always been on brand for the Democratic Party. But for you to stray anywhere outside of that little bubble and stuff, especially Joe Rogan, who is a huge celebrity in general, but also a huge celebrity on the internet, one of the most vitriolic, like minefields of bullshit that can attract the wrong attention as what we've seen. Like, I think that was a bad move on Bernie's part.
That's fair.
I think that he pulled the gun too quick.
Did Bernie ask for that support? It seems like Joe Rogan just had him on because he was interested in talking with him.
But I thought the thing was that he retweeted.
Well, of course.
Yeah, Bernie retweeted his endorsement after he said that.
Dude, Patton Oswalt, like, he talks politics all the time and, like, talks awesome stuff about a bunch of other people and stuff. But those people, they don't retweet his stuff. They don't even acknowledge it. So, yeah, like...
Well, Patton Oswalt is not as big of a name as Joe Rogan either.
I mean, I'm just doing an example.
Yeah.
Like, of someone that, like, talks about politics all the time.
I think the main thing is that he also was on his podcast.
Right.
So that's there's a little more...
There's a connection there.
Yeah, a little more of a connection. But, I mean, if you do that, I agree with the fact that you are going to run into some pushback because people are trying to take everything that Joe Rogan says literally and not counting that he's a comedian. Like he's gonna say dumb
nothing's
things.
funny.
about
You
him.
shouldn't joke about anything. Obviously,
Yeah, like, you know.
fucking cis scum piece of shit. Fucking white supremacist motherfucker.
What are your thoughts on it, Kevin?
I don't know, man. Fucking, I'm.
Yang Gang 2020.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd like to see Yang win.
I do too,
But
man. I like Yang.
Bernie and Yang are probably about equal because my biggest thing is I understand that universal health care isn't going to be all fucking glittery and golden and perfect, but I think it will be a massive improvement to our system where, you know, people that are in desperate need of just basic fucking coverage. Yeah. And sure, there's the, you know, Affordable Care Act, which is anything but affordable. And sure, anybody can get approved if you can afford it, but a lot of people can't afford it. Now, okay, look, everybody hates Trump. That's fine. One good thing that probably not Trump directly, but in his administration, this year they did get rid of the fucking tax fine if you didn't have insurance. So if you didn't have insurance last year, no penalty this year, and going forward, there's no penalty. So
now, I'm not a huge fan of.
I'll give him a heads up. No, that's it. Thumbs up for that.
I was just gonna say I'm not a huge fan of Trump, but mostly because of his character. Yeah. But I'm not gonna like deny that he has done a couple things, like a few things that like that's one thing I don't like. Like it's all or nothing with candidates like lately, like especially on the left and right. You either. Man, I really didn't want to get too much into politics, but whatever. Fuck it. We're doing it. We're on it. All right.
We opened Pandora's box.
Yeah,
buddy.
we did it. We're doing it.
Now we're Trump supporting fucking
and
pieces of shit.
I hate when people are like all or nothing. Like if it's not like my parents are super hard right, but if Obama did anything that they liked, they at least acknowledged it. They may hate Obama. They did not want him in office. They never voted for him. But they were like, well, that's one good thing Obama did. And that's another good thing Obama did. Like they at least will acknowledge the things that they liked that he did in office. Right. And it seems like a lot of people they're just so all or nothing. Like, for example, some people and on the other end of it, when they really like Trump, they can't denounce anything he's done. Like they're all in on that. And like, I think you should be able to at least say, even if you support someone, you don't have to 100% agree with them. Like you can say, I don't like that he did that. Like, for example, I don't like that the smoking age got brought up to 21, and I'm pretty sure and that's during Trump's administration. That was, I don't agree with that.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Well, okay. So
I don't even remember what my original fucking point was. There was a whole point, and then I got into a tangent.
No, I mean, I feel like I understand what you were talking about is that, like, we can't even say that, I actually like something that Trump did.
Or my point, I was going to say that Trump, when he did something with the tax, the way he changed tax law or something like that. I know there's been some blowback in certain areas, but like in the other area, like immediately after that, whatever I'm not a fucking, I don't know what I'm talking about here, guys. Like, this is Babblin Dabblin. All right. He passed some kind of law, and then immediately like it lifted some of the tax burden on certain businesses. And like, for example, Walmart, they immediately were able to start giving all of their employees a raise, like all around the board. All their employees got like $1 or $2 raise or something.
So
they could have done that before.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing is that for
that's
one,
just like one example.
They only did that for like a year. Since then, there was actually a shit ton of layoffs, like at Verizon.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And also, you know the reason why they got rid of the tax incentive thing or the tax penalty for having insurance is because what that does is it basically invalidates it as a law. That's all it really did. And also the mandatory tax penalty or whatever, that was there because of insurance companies. Because since Obamacare, ACA, whatever you want to call it, what it effectively does is that you can't be rejected for pre-existing conditions or other stuff that basically means you're sick all the fucking time, so we're going to have to pay a fuck ton of money. That penalty and that mandatory, you have to have insurance, was there to make it so that the insurance companies would stick around and not jack up their premiums. And now as a result...
they did that anyway.
Well, yeah. So blame the insurance company.
That's not on any politician.
Yeah, but... Like that's the whole point is that he wasn't doing anybody any favors by getting rid of the tax penalty thing. If anything, they should have.
Did Cameron a favor?
No, I've had insurance the whole time.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But it's certain families couldn't afford
do me a
it
favor because I don't have health insurance.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Some people don't get it through their employer; they can't afford it. You know,
I haven't had health insurance in years.
Oh, what the fuck? Off the marketplace, whatever, by themselves. So, and it's like it's bullshit that if you can't add that into your expenses, that now you're gonna get penalized and lose some of your tax return. It's like, come on, man. Most people that can't afford insurance also can't afford to lose over $1,000 out of their fucking tax return.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you're talking to someone that one of the main reasons why I don't want to vote for Biden, and honestly, I'm not even that fond of Buttigieg. She's supposed to be in my camp or whatever as one of them there gays.
Yeah, one of you homos.
One of them there gays.
One of them there gays.
One of them there F words.
But he's all like, yeah, we should definitely keep the ACA because private healthcare is a good thing. No, it fucking is not, man. Private healthcare and insurance companies are a gigantic fucking ripoff, and they work in conjunction with big pharmaceuticals and blah, 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 blah. Politics. Anyways.
Yeah. So basically, capitalism bad, okay, socialism also bad, but maybe a little better. Who knows? Everything's bad. There's
Social democracy,
dude, there's not a good system, I don't think. Like, every fucking system that somebody brings up, it's like somebody has a point against it to where it's like, hey, look at it here. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Look at this system. It didn't work. Look at this system. We're fucked.
I just live here, man.
Yeah, I'm just kind of hoping for death.
I didn't show you. I thought that said Scott skink. Like, really loud.
You know what's
not always about
I
you,
feel
Scott.
bad about bringing children into this world. Like, holy shit, dude.
Well, that's the other
That'd
thing,
be
too,
fun.
me and my friend were talking about, is I would be generous to say,
Sorry, I'm just getting a video ready.
Okay.
I was like, what? I press a button. But I would be generous to say that we have maybe 10 years before all the big weather events and all the other natural disasters start becoming really fucking prevalent, and we're fucked beyond belief. Like, I mean, shit, we had
That soon? You
Houston,
think 10 to
Texas
20
flooding.
years?
I give it 10 years.
10 years? Wow.
10 years is being generous. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in like 5 years. Like, we have already had so much shit happen. Like, poor Puerto Rico, man. Like, they've been picked
Puerto
over.
Rico.
Poor. Where's that at?
They're so
Damn it.
poor.
No! Not close enough. There we go.
It's funny because they're poor. Yeah. Point and laugh. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's funny. Yeah. Please don't play that song.
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
it's really long, but
Did you get rid of that soundbite?
no, it's on there. Still on.
Oh, you should probably just get rid of it.
I didn't want to be rude,
No, you can get rid of that one.
but
It's your podcast now, man. You can
Yeah, it's your podcast. You do what you want. It's your world. We're just squirrels trying to get a nut.
but yeah, like I mean, I can't bring a kid into this world, but
Well, that's 'cause
I don't
you-
want to adopt one either. And
That's because you bust nuts and assholes.
You said you don't want to adopt either?
That's my point.
I can't bring a kid in this world.
Yeah, I literally can't, but also figuratively,
Yeah.
I don't want to either. Like fucking. Anyway, so how about that sound clip, huh? What's that other thing you got there?
Okay, so you kind of wanted to talk about mental health, right? This is kind of mental health related.
All right. I have a feeling it's not, but okay.
No, I mean, it's not like advocacy of mental health or anything. It's just a guy with mental illness that we're making fun of.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, I'm going that lane
Sounds
now.
like good
okay.
content. All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
So, are you guys, you saw the video I put in the group chat of Orlando Brown?
No.
I don't know if you watched it
didn't
or
watch
not.
it.
But you were just like, I thought they said P Diddy, Youngie, Thuggy. Did you watch it?
You're not gonna play that, are you?
Yeah.
That's copyrighted. You're gonna-
No. There's music at the end. I'm gonna stop before that, but it's just
Okay.
it's just a clip of him talking shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hopefully
just
we won't
make-
get in trouble.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched.
If we got a second or two into the music,
What?
then just cut it. Yeah.
You're talking about the stand-up comedian, right? Then
No.
No.
This is Orlando Brown. Remember from That So Raven? The fucking guy that's been insane.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm forgetting. I don't think I watched this anyway.
Oh,
go
you're
ahead.
talking about the stand-up set that I sent you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not playing that. No.
Okay.
This is Orlando Brown.
All right.
I got 2 videos that I'm gonna play. I gotta look up the other one.
Okay.
So this is from 2 years ago. The title is Orlando Brown says P Diddy, Young Thug, Trey Songz, and Birdman are gay.
Okay.
Yeah, have come watch the video.
Yeah, you missed it. You missed me doing the Cisco, the thong.
Man, I got so much footage of you doing all kind of shit.
Man, I got all kinds of footage of your ass, man. What the hell you think you doing? You like a gay rapper.
Shit, he might be one nowadays.
Everybody's a gay rapper except for these niggas, except for you and me, Demone.
I agree with you on that.
Excuse you, are you gay?
Shit, you know,
Okay, well, I'm not.
fucked up.
I know that.
Completely fucked up.
I can't do it. I don't understand. I know Young Thug's gay.
Hey,
I know Trey Songz sucks dick. I know.
Everyone's gay.
I know Trey Songz. Trey Songz, yeah, I've heard about Trey Songz sucking a few dicks in his lifetime. I know Young Thug sucks on Baby's old crusty dick. It's nasty. It's nasty. I happen to know Diddy fucks boys. It's nasty. It's nasty.
Okay.
He
You
knows.
keep that shit right away. You have that shit go right past me. It's nasty. You like boy pussy.
Boy, pussy.
He like to play with people's pennies. He like to play with people's pennies. Yeah, he do. He like boy pussy.
All right, anyway.
He is insane.
Yeah,
Who the fuck is that?
it's Orlando Brown. He was the little kid. You remember Major Payne, the little kid that gets put in the choke lock or head lock? Have you seen Major Payne?
Yeah, I've seen Major Payne, but I'm trying to think of who you're talking about. But
Oh, that kid.
Yeah, that kid, and he was on That So Raven and all that shit.
all that shit. That's
All
the
that shit.
Raven. The end.
I
Okay,
miss Major Payne. That's such a good movie.
so this is
Yes, that guy's insane. All right.
yeah, this is the new one. Okay, so Nick Cannon's been a hot topic, you know, in recent time with dissing
yeah.
Eminem multiple times and not getting a
Tempting
response.
to, Yeah.
So
I actually
Orlando
didn't mind
Brown.
Charlie Clips' bars. They're okay.
Yeah. That was anyway. I'm not going to talk
They're
about
okay.
that. So Orlando Brown's back with another hot take on Nick Cannon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't worry about Nick. Nick, okay, look, fine. Fine, okay? You want me to tell everybody? You want me to let everybody know that? Okay, fine. Nick, I'll let you suck my dick. Okay? Fine,
Oh,
I said.
so he's gay.
I let Nick suck my dick. And
He let him.
And I liked it. It was okay. Fine. Nick, you sucked my dick. But everybody knows you did it as a female. But Nick, you sucked my dick.
You did as a
He's so
I
confident
don't want
about
to
it
say
too.
that. You know?
And now that I pulled up a Google picture, I do recognize who you're talking about now.
Nick been sucking dick. Nick, you know you been sucking dick.
bruh.
Mush mouth motherfucker. You don't want me on wild enough. Nick been sucking dick.
All right, so that's all that.
Dude, what if like he's not crazy at all though? Like, what if everything he's saying is completely true?
Well, there's
both
been
videos.
people defending him. Hold on,
Really?
I got dick pics in here. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
trying to look. something up.
Whoa!
I'm trying to pull something up that I screenshotted it for this exact conversation. All right, no dick
Yeah.
pics no more.
Who's Dick?
My dick.
I'm just kidding.
My dick. Cost a late night
I know
fee.
that song.
Yo,
Yeah.
dick.
That's a lot of words.
Is Scott's kink.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Nick Cannon's response to Orlando Brown.
It's a long response. Do you have keywords?
It'll be. I can read pretty quick. When I first saw this.
It's been a great episode, guys.
So Nick Cannon replied, and he says, "When I first saw this, I thought it was fucking hilarious." Bunch of emojis. But then after putting a little cognitive effort and analytical thought to the situation, I figured what a great opportunity for a teachable moment. First off, let me say I am praying for the young brother Orlando, even though I don't really know him personally. I have always loved and enjoyed his talent and have been a fan of his past work. He was fucking brilliant in Major Payne and had us all laughing on That So Raven. But this is another crucial example of when we allow our young artists to be prematurely exposed by this demonic business and left out to fend for themselves. We need better support systems for our youth to take care of our own. I watched various of this young brother's videos, and all I see is a cry out for help. So I don't know if there are any real leaders or solid individuals in this young man's life, but let's embrace him and tighten him up so he doesn't become another lost victim to these Hollywood circumstances. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, lots of more, almost a whole nother fucking paragraph. And then Marlon Wayans' response to Nick Cannon was
Who's Marlon Wayans?
one of the Wayans brothers.
Oh.
So anyway, Marlon Wayans' reply to Nick Cannon was, That's a whole bunch of words for I didn't suck his dick.
Yeah. A simple no would have been sufficient.
Yeah, right.
No, you. Yeah.
Okay, now what you were saying about Orlando Brown might not be crazy, okay? There's a lot of people coming
Yeah.
to his defense saying that he might be because he was a child actor, and you tend to see child actors just come out on the other side, all sorts of fucked up. Macaulay Culkin's the biggest example. So, and who's the fucking...
Well, Corey Feldman, man, like Corey Feldman
Gary Coleman.
was. I mean, Corey Feldman, he's talked very openly that basically a lot of like Hollywood is just full of pedophiles and human trafficking,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
so many kids get molested all the time because they don't have anybody to reach out to, as Nick Cannon put it. Like they are on their fucking own, and as proven by Macaulay Culkin too, his parents tried to fuck him over so bad. Like that's his parents, and so yeah, like of course they're gonna come out fucked up, dude.
Right.
Like shit.
Which begs the question, especially for me, I constantly think about it. I've seen
Macaulay, is that the guy from Home Alone?
Yeah,
the
okay.
kid from Home Alone. Yep. But I see these examples of people
dude from
just
Signs
getting
seems okay.
fucked over
Sorry.
all the time by the industry, and I still want to be a part of it so fucking bad. Music, entertainment as a whole. Like I see so many musicians
You
just
gotta fix it from the inside.
Well,
Yeah,
you're not,
but it's not
you're not
gonna happen.
molestable anymore though, so you're safe.
hey.
Molestable.
Don't worry, I
you're
already.
molestable.
All right, thanks.
No. I mean, like you're not a kid anymore, so you're not gonna be molested. You're just gonna be hoeing. Just
just
be hoeing
raped.
around Hollywood. Yeah, you're gonna be
I'd molest you.
just a little bit of rape. No.
Thanks.
Well, I wouldn't, but
I had
so I
another
know there's
guy-
somebody out
I had
there.
another
All
guy
right.
that would have molested me when I was 8 too, so I already got past that. Hey, come out February
Oh, by
15th.
the way, did you have is
tell
the
that
guest
joke.
coming in? Do you have him text you before he gets here, or at when he gets
Wow,
here?
I'm fucking waiting on him to reply that he's even gonna be fucking here. Yeah. Anyway,
He hasn't said anything.
he hasn't said a fucking thing other than when I checked with him the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I'm good," and now he's not
Cool.
fucking responding. He did this to me 3 years ago in a studio session, so I was trying to give him
Did
a
he show
chance
up?
of redemption. No, I was trying to give him a redemption shot here. If he doesn't show up for this, fuck him.
Are we gonna call him out by name?
If he doesn't show up, yeah.
All right.
So,
No, we're not. But
but
we
when
might.
it comes to you being apprehensive about like even wanting to be in Hollywood and shit because of that kind of shit happening, like where kids are just getting diddled and like there's a dark underground of the whole thing. Like I don't think that's so much Hollywood in general, so much as it is just the elites and the rich fuckers that like
Right.
they can just buy their way out of any situation and get Jeffrey Epstein killed. You know, like
yeah, I mean, I get it. And it's not even just the pedophilia. It's like grown ass men and women going into the industry. Like, I don't know if you guys are. I know you're not familiar with Yellow Wolf. Are you?
nah, man.
He had a fucking thing going on, and like, he just had a big ass breakdown one day, and fucking all of a sudden he's like, I'm done with music. I'm gonna check myself into a mental hospital, and I mean, he's back making music again. But it's just I see this shit all the time from artists, like when they get fed up with it. But also, there's always the argument of like they're just not doing good. Maybe they're just looking for attention now, and they're
Well, from what I've heard, is all the problems that you think will go away once you like. If I just had this, I'd be fine.
Right.
If I just did this and had enough, I'd be good. I'd be okay. And then you get there and you reach that point, and all the problems are still there. Or they're different problems.
right.
Or that
Mo
void,
money, mo
that
problems.
feeling of that sadness inside is still there. You know what I mean?
Well-
I mean, seriously, like the depression is still there, and
Yeah.
that's not the answer to everything. There's like you
can't-
still are human, just like everyone else, living a normal life at the end of the day.
And the funny thing too is, you know, you have your apprehensions because you know how fucked up and dark Hollywood and stuff can be. But my apprehensions that I have is, let's just say when I become famous,
Nice attitude.
when I become famous, I'm gonna have a bunch of people just randomly hassling me and with their cell phones out, like, "Hey, Brandon, do that little punchline, little catchphrase you got going on." Da, da, da. people will just be all over me all the damn time, and I'll have to dress incognito or not go out at all. And I have fucking anxiety like no other. That's why whenever I go to stand up and shit, I know everybody probably thinks I'm fucking weird as hell, that I'm just all quiet and like, I'm just looking at my notes, and then like I do my stand up.
Was he got autism or something?
He has that there autism.
He got the tism.
He got the tism. He's in a bit of the tism. But yeah, people probably think I'm weird shit, and that's because I'm pretty sure I've told you guys numerous times. I have that social health bar that there's only so much like social interaction that I can take before I'm just like,
How's the
okay, I need to
podcast been
fuck it.
affecting that?
Like improving it or anything like that?
However, it's affecting it.
No, because this is
Positive and negatively.
Well, he's got to
It
deal
hasn't
with
had any.
me.
Huh?
He's got to deal with me. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
No. This isn't even like really factored in because here's the thing: is that this is all a planned interaction and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So in my head, I guess I reason that I have control over the situation. So it's not that like
you keep stealing all my shit.
Yeah, control.
exactly. It's all part of control. All right. Thank you for helping my mental health.
That'll tickle your butthole.
Is that good for your mental health if I tickled your butthole?
Well, it would help my prostate. So, but
What's that process they do to dogs when they squeeze the anal
They milk them.
glands?
Oh, they express them.
Express
They
them.
their,
Oh, yeah.
their anal glands? Their anal glands.
Anal glands.
yes,
All right.
that's my anal glands, please.
That's his kink.
Damn it, don't have a button. I don't have a. That's Brandon's kink button.
That's
is
Con's
Brandon.
kink.
It's a kinky con.
Wow.
Yeah, we have Scott's kink, Con's kink, and Don's kink. There we go.
That is good.
I'm pretty open about my kinks,
Don't
though.
do that.
Yeah.
We don't need a soundbite for my kinks because
Nah.
I'm very open
Yeah,
about that.
That's also Don's kink. There we go.
Oh man.
I have this other thing. I don't know if I want to talk about
Oh, dude, I don't want to see your dick pics.
it. Yeah, you do. Why? Just because the camera's here, you don't want to see them now?
So, to do a callback to our topics that we were talking about earlier, as far as comedians taking chances and saying stuff that might be regrettable and stuff. So, I was telling Scott about this earlier. Why it is that I bombed so hardcore on Friday is I went to this one place that I'd been to before, and I very well, of course, could have just bombed and sucked. That's totally a likely scenario.
Yeah.
But all together,
There's a lot of factors and variables.
yeah, I mean, sure.
It's not
Like,
that black and white. Yeah.
I mean, I'm humble enough though to recognize that. Yeah, I could have just sucked and stuff. But one of the other factors that
You definitely suck.
that
And
that
stuff.
hurts.
All right.
Oh, he does? Yeah. It's a good one.
I do. Lots of sucking stuff. But
Not on stage, at home, behind closed doors.
enough about my weekend though. So.
Dude, I love
Sorry,
your
I'm
shirt.
dying.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I always get a lot of compliments.
You know how he's always talking about being fat and having graphic tees on? He just did
Yeah.
the thing. You're like, I like that shirt. He's like, oh, okay.
I don't even remember what I'm wearing.
Let me
there we
straighten it
go.
out real quick. Okay, anyway, sorry.
Anyway, get out the tarp. There you go. There you can see it clearly. But anyway, but also one of the other factors that I felt led to me bombing is that this just seemed like a sensitive PC kind of crowd and whatever. And I tell a lot of blue humor and dark ass humor, and this is the example that I'm going to give you that it killed the audience, and not in a good way. So.
He wasn't murdering.
No, I was not slaying.
He didn't murder, he killed it.
Yeah. So the joke that I went to go tell was, so recently I got put on Adderall, and the thing about Adderall is they don't tell you that when you're first taking it, that there's a certain level that you need to get acquainted with the medication, and certain side effects are going to happen. So I was wanking it. I was just trying to get my nut, but just was not happening. I could not finish up. And I did some, I damn near sanded off my circumcision scar. That's how fucking much I was cranking it. And it turns out I did some research, and Adderall is what's called a vasoconstrictant.
Is that what makes that fucking rumble in your goddamn phone this whole episode?
I didn't realize it, man.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry.
You're killing the punchline. All right.
So I did some research, and it turns out that Adderall is what's called a vasoconstrictant. And what that means is, in a sense, I become the opposite of a kissless virgin in high school, in the sense that it's very unlikely I'm going to shoot some kids.
Hey.
Yeah.
You hit the badoom shot for that one.
Now, did
Yeah.
you say kissless virgin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, so, school shooting joke, and yeah, that that did not go over well. Like, at least people understood the punchline at the time, and I did not get interrupted by my phone to get it off. I said it a lot smoother. But yeah, the audience just was not having it, and it killed the rest of my set. Like,
Was that your opening joke?
yes,
God.
that's what I opened with.
Good way to gauge the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, no, that just
Let's try a knock-knock joke next time. I might go a little smoother.
Knock, knock. Who's there? School shootings.
So, yeah.
I opened up a set with a fucking...
I shot so many guns in my dream last night. All right, go ahead.
I opened up the set with my almost molested joke one time. Everybody told me not to, but I was like, fuck it, I'm going to just...
Throw the
fuck out
HUDs.
there. Yeah. HUDs is probably the place for that, though.
Yeah.
Because there's either nobody there or the people that are there are the right kind of crowd for that kind of comedy.
I'm about to say, what's worse going to happen? You're going to offend all 6 people.
What, you got a bomb? What?
I have bombed.
2020, no more bullshit.
Have you had a true bomb yet? By true bomb, I mean like the people are just like, it's not ignoring, they're paying attention, and they're just like,
Marietta.
like this guy's not funny. That's
this
worse
hookah
than not paying
lounge.
attention.
Well, see, that's my thing is I've never had a full bomb set. I've had sets where I bombed more than I did good,
Okay.
but I haven't had like a full on just like everybody stares at me, no laughs at all. Because if I like at some point,
Sounds painful, man.
at some point in my set, I get a laugh. If it's not from a joke, it's from me making fun of how the joke didn't work,
Yeah.
and I force a laugh out of somebody. But Marietta, there was this hookah lounge, and this chick does like weekly events up there, and they were like, "We're gonna try comedy." Like, okay. I happened to be off when they did it the first time, so I went up there, and me and Brandon Thompson was with me, and one of my longtime friends, Adam. We all went up there. Man, that crowd was not there for comedy.
They were there for hookahs.
So I used to have this bit. This is probably the one that did the worst. Is like, you know, the saying "I love you like a fat kid loves cake." I came up with a whole bunch of new sayings for that, like to replace it. I'm like, you know, that's kind of dated, whatever. So I had one in there. This "I love you like Democrats and Republicans love telling you that a vote for third party is a vote for the other candidate." And nobody said anything except for one guy that just went, "Ooh, politics."
That's cool. I like that joke, man. That's
I thought it was
Yeah.
good too. I had a whole bit, like 6 different ones. Nobody ever liked that bit though.
And I would
liked it.
I would argue against that. It's actually worse to have people paying attention and just not thinking that you're funny, because like nothing's worse than when you're trying to lay out all of your shit and absolutely nobody is paying a fucking attention to you at all. So you're not even learning anything.
Well, to be fair, that doesn't. I'm talking about as far as like your anxiety and like the feeling of a bombing. Like I feel like it's worse. Like I feel like it's demoralizing for them to not care, for them to be distracted or not listening at all and not caring. But I feel like it's like a true bomb. Like when everyone in the crowd's looking at you, like expecting you to be funny, and they're just like,
That would be worse.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah. For being a true bomb, yes, I
Yeah.
agree. That
I would
is
accept
true.
a boo
I feel like it's worse
over
than, a
silence.
reaction.
Yeah,
a
give me
solicited
something.
reaction. Yeah.
Jesus. At least
Yeah,
let me know I
silence
made
would-
you feel.
Silence that would ruin me. Like if I ever did stand up and it was pure like attention but silence.
I mean,
That sounds so terrible,
it
man.
happens all the fucking time. And like booing does not happen very often. As a matter of fact, the only time I had been booed was the first time that I did the same place that I just told you the story about.
Yeah.
And
I think I found that place on Instagram because of you, I think.
yeah, you know which place I'm talking about. And yeah, so the first time that I did it, I went to go tell a variation of the massage parlor joke that actually has done well in the past. And I threw in something about, trying to do kind of like crowd work and talk about the place itself. I like made some kind of offhand joke like, and like when I came here and stuff, I kind of felt like I was back in that situation because the cashier was Asian or something. Like it was a, like
Racist.
Yeah, the fucking host booed me.
Oh,
Because she was friends with
an Asian?
the cashier or whatever at that place.
dude, that's so.
The
piss
massage
poor.
parlor? She was friends with the massage
You can
parlor?
have your opinions,
Oh.
but as a host, you can't fucking boo another comedian.
Oh yeah, like that's what pissed me off.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
Well, she did.
It's
Yeah,
not
she did.
good, but here's
shouldn't.
another rule:
Yeah.
as a waitress, you shouldn't interrupt a comedian during his set.
Yeah.
I'm not over that.
Leanne. Yeah.
It's not Leanne. Leanne was the one getting the food. I don't know the waitress's
okay.
name.
but yeah,
Don't order food during a comedy show, Leanne. I'm just kidding.
No, definitely order the food.
Yeah,
Just
please
don't be a
order.
bitch about it.
Yeah,
Leanne.
The
Make the
only
bar
time
money.
I got
All right.
booed, the only time I got booed, it was the fucking host. And it's funny because I tried to do the same thing that happened when you guys were like, "Ooh, you made an Asian joke." And I was like, I tried to joke and be like, "Hey, I paid my dues. I've been dating an Asian dude for 10 years." And people weren't having that shit. So I was just like, excuse me, I am white and entitled up here. So so to bring it back,
Yeah.
but yeah, like, I think that I'm honestly,
Where's my white privilege?
I feel that I'm too white to make any kind of like Asian joke, even though like all my boyfriends except one have been like Asian dudes. Like, so I think that I'm just two white people are like, he's probably fucking them because he hates them or something. Like, I don't
He's
fucking know.
fetishizing Asian men. He's sexualizing
Yeah, like
Asian men.
I don't know what it is, but people look at me and they're like, "No, you can't make those kinds of jokes at all." Like, and I see people like Lisa Lampanelli that she does the most offensive shit about black dudes, and she'll just be like, "Whatever, I crank off 5 black guys a day. I don't give a shit." And everybody's like, "Ha ha ha." Me, I'm like, offhanded, mention that someone's Asian. You white supremacist, burn him.
Get him. So I've got a joke. Well,
Cancel.
not a joke, but a story that I've been debating whether or not I should tell because it's pretty.
Oh, that means you should tell it. All right,
Yeah, I should definitely tell it.
If you have to ask that question,
It's gonna get me canceled.
As
you
if we
cancel.
already haven't. Yeah.
Well, good thing we're moving.
Yeah,
into
good thing you guys
producer.
are moving me out. As soon as you pay for all the shit that I've bought, you can have the show.
Carry on with your.
But
suicide.
anyway,
all right.
I was like 16,
Career suicide.
maybe
here.
17. Maybe 17.
Okay.
I was at Central Georgia Tech. Well, Middle Georgia Tech before they merged.
Were you actually in college, or were you doing like the dual enrollment thing?
Yeah, I was actually there. I got my GED and I went there.
Okay.
Because I dropped out when I was 16 and got my GED. So I
GEDs.
yeah, I don't know what you just said, but sure.
Shout out. to
Oh, shout out to
I got a
GEDs.
GBD.
GBD,
GBD. Yeah.
CBD, GED,
Sorry, go ahead.
MTV, BET. Anyway, we're sitting in the gazebos, and it's like one gazebo here and one gazebo just kind of maybe 15, 20 yards away.
Okay.
The gazebo I'm in, shocker, it's a bunch of white people. Other gazebo, a bunch of black people. One
The
guy,
natural law of things, like
Yeah,
how they
yeah.
segregate themselves.
yeah, it just kind of works itself out like that. So, again, disclaimer: I've always tried to be the funny guy, and
You're gonna make me get us canceled, man.
pushed the envelope. I've always pushed the envelope, and this is a real reason I don't really like do race in my comedy anymore. So one guy makes a joke. He's like, "Look at that, they over there, they got all the weed and shit, but we got all the other drugs. We got the hard shit, blah blah blah." You know, talking about like they're all black, we're all white and shit, and we got all the hard drugs. And I'm like, hell yeah, man, slavery's over, and we can still hold them down. One black guy sitting in the gazebo with us. I didn't see
He
him.
went over to the other gazebo.
No. He sits up and takes his hood off and he looks at me. He goes, "Hey, man." I was like, just a joke, dude. I just, didn't mean it. And then I tried to make it better, which never makes it better. And everybody turned on me. They're like, "You should probably just shut up."
You should just go over to that other gazebo and try that joke.
Yeah, go over there and try that joke. Let's see how.
Okay, so weird thing is Asian jokes apparently so far have not flown for me. Like, I tried to do a bunch of bits and stuff talking about my boyfriend. I was like, like usually the stereotype is they go for AIDS, but the Asian dudes have just looked at me and been like, D is passing. And like, also much.
That's a good joke. Fuck them. I like that joke,
I
dude.
didn't like it. Like, and then I was like, and much like a D, I am completely unacceptable to Asian parents. So anyway.
Now, is there confidence in the delivery? Are you pretty confident in the joke?
Yeah, like I like those jokes, but like people like weren't digging those. But then I go and do another joke where, like, true story, that I've had a bunch of different friends and different groups and stuff like that, and I brought one friend from a different group to another friend's party, and we're all just like winding down. We decided to put on a movie, and the host goes, all right, let's see what I got here. I got, Monty Python. I got The Hangover. Looks straight at my friend who I brought, who so happens to be black, and says, Dave Chappelle? Like, as if my friend was going to be like, oh my God, thank you so much. This man lives his life like every month is Black History Month. Oh my God, thank you for casual racism. And like, that shit killed. And I was like, and by that logic too, he should have like been like, okay, I got The Hangover, I got Monty Python, looked straight at me. Louis Anderson, that apparently did well, but I can't make any Asian jokes about my own boyfriend. Like, it was the weirdest fucking thing.
I think you can, man. I think it's.
Here's my take on it. Fuck them. Okay.
I agree.
Specifically Asians. Fuck them.
Oh,
no, but
he's.
this is my problem I have with a lot of comedians' advice that I've gotten so far is the whole like read the room. Certain cases, yes, but my thing, I'm gonna tell my fucking brand of comedy, and if you don't like it, you're not who I'm looking for. I'm gonna have a bad set, and that's gonna be that.
Well, you're there to sell yourself and sell your brand of comedy,
right?
And if you're,
I'm not gonna sell you Coke in a Pepsi can.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I'm sure there's levels of reading the room that's necessary, but like
I don't have
overall.
Dude, but also,
I am
speaking of
illiterate to the
comedians'
room.
advice, like, I hate a lot of comedians' advice because, for one, if you're talking to me as a comedian, a fellow comedian, you're in the same room doing what I'm fucking doing. Like,
Yeah.
no, okay, if you're like Gabriel Iglesias or Doug Stanhope or Todd Bear, someone that's a somebody, not just some schmuck like me, you don't get to give me advice because you're obviously not that much better, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
If I need any advice on how to stay exactly where I'm at, I'll come to you. But
exactly. like a lot of people will be like, oh, well, if you start bombing, you gotta like absolutely finish up your show and but no, like, I'm not gonna, for one, waste their time. I know what it's like to be waiting for my spot to come up and someone's sucking turds and doesn't get the hint that they just aren't gonna have probably a hit on this one, and they just stay up there. Like me, that same night, like when I told the shooting kids joke and stuff, and like it killed the room, and I tried to I tried to do like one more bit, and it just still wasn't happening. I was like, like, I'm just at this point talking to myself with no one laughing, so I'm gonna go home and drink alone and do the same thing. Anyways, have a good night. Like, I got off the fucking stage. Like, I don't believe in like just forcing it out there,
Right.
Because I'm not gonna get any good feedback. They're already not on my side. Like, and I'm not gonna bust out old jokes that I know do well because that's still not serving me. So I'm fuck that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
it's so weird coming from doing music for as long as I did, because every time I did a show, I was always a part of a group, so we had like a lot of energy to give off of each other and everything, and we could keep the show a lot more entertaining when there's more than one person on stage. So comedy's already a hard sell when it's just you, no backtrack, nothing, you're just by yourself, so it's already a harder sell. But coming from doing music, every time I did a show, I got so much compliments, like from, just other artists, people there just, that aren't musicians. Everybody was like, yo, you did a good job. Even if, they didn't like me too much, they'd still be like, hey, you guys put on a good show, whatever. I get like zero compliments as a comedian.
Well, see, to me, it's different.
Feed my ego, please. Jesus
Because
Christ. Fuck.
in music, it's subjective. And if everyone's playing their intended part right, which is already hard to tell, then it's hard to give negative feedback. Because only negative feedback you're going to give as a musician to a fellow musician is, I don't like that style. I mean, as long as they're playing it right. Now, if you saw them like missing notes, like, man, you really fucked up that solo, like, that's different.
Right.
But other than that, like, you're really not going to get much negative feedback because it's like a better left unsaid thing. Like I just didn't care for their style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with comedy, it's so like that's something you actually have to like. The only time you practice is on stage. You don't like a band. You perfect it beforehand, and you perform it on stage. With this comedy, you're working that bit out on like that's the only practice you get is on stage.
And that's the point that I tried to make to
So they're watching you practice. Like that was a good practice, man. Like
yeah, like, and that's the point that I was trying to make to a venue that I was trying to sell on letting me do open mic there, host open mic there every other week or something, because I knew every week was not going to be a sell at all. That was a non-starter. But I was like, how about every other week? Because exactly what you just said. And like comedians can't just practice in a mirror and stuff and try to perfect, bars and chords and stuff like you can as a musician. Whereas a comedian, you have to go out there and you have to tell jokes, bomb, suck, and if find the ones that have potential, hopefully rework it and hopefully get it right. And the thing that's extra shitty about being a comedian is that you'll be going out, you'll tell a joke, it kind of sucks, but you try to rework it, and then you go back out to tell it. Guess what? There's a good chance that you're telling it to the same fucking people that heard it last week. They already know the punchline's coming up, maybe slightly tweaked, but they're still going to be just as begrudging to give you that fucking laugh. So it's tough going being a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough going. But
Yeah. My biggest thing is this. Okay, so I've accepted the fact that I've got a bit of an ego about myself because I used to always think, you're supposed to be humble and all that shit. No, you're not. Fuck that. So I've got a little bit of ego about myself. I like to say it's a healthy amount, but probably not. Anyway, I feel like I'm destined for greatness. Anybody that gets in my way of that can fuck off. But I hate.
Welcome to the show.
I hate everybody saying you can't learn from the greats. It's like, okay, well, I want to be a great.
you've been learning from me.
Why the fuck?
where's that? When I need it. I'm needing it a lot this fucking episode.
All right.
But yeah, so like, I of course I'm going to study everybody. I can learn anything from anyone, if there's something teachable there. But of course I'm going to look to the greats.
What? Someone just fart?
No, I moved my drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, into your fucking bowels. Jesus
You mean
Christ.
the invisible drink? Yeah. As far as the green screen can tell.
You trying to make some dog food over there?
That was good. That was good.
Oh, my.
Okay, what was I saying? I'm a cocky bastard, but it's, within reason because I'm good. But I'm always one to push boundaries, like, because nobody that
Fart mic. All right, sorry.
nobody that follows the rules is really gonna make it that far. You listen to like the bigger names talk about like shit that they did, and they intentionally like take a clean show and then they start cussing anyway. It's like you're gonna break rules along the way. And one of the biggest things is don't break the fourth wall. And like how I said, if I fuck up, I'll make mention of it on stage, and that'll usually get a laugh. Everybody's always like, if you fuck up, just keep moving past it. And it's like, nah. And I think
Everyone's formulas are different too.
yeah, but
style
everybody
is
tries to pass off something like that as the formula, not like a formula. And I realize that the more I study Mitch Hedberg, I'm like a lot like him, which is I'm trying to not just be another Mitch Hedberg, but I see it a lot because he did the same thing. Where if he fucked up, he's like, okay, we'll add extra laughs on the on the album, like we'll add some more claps or whatever.
I mean, a lot of comedians, that's the way that we had talked about this when I did my first interview, that you got to address the situation. If you fucking bomb, then you try to make a joke out of it and laugh about it and stuff. That's what a lot of fucking comedians do. I felt bad at the open mic that I did last night. By the way, shout out to myself for doing 3 nights in a row of stand-up.
Nice.
And
Hit that applause button.
but also, fuck you past Brandon Kahn for not having the nuts back when you lived in Lawrenceville for not going to stand up damn near every night in Atlanta because you have the opportunity to fucking do that.
Oh, so you've been going to Atlanta every night?
I mean, I still have the house up in Lawrenceville, so I went there
What kind of money
Thursday.
you got, bro?
I ain't got the money. My boyfriend does. Yeah, my boyfriend's got the money, not me. Like, shit, that's why he's a doctor. But anyways, like, yeah, so every here and there. Well, never mind. I was gonna say if you ever wanted to rock up there with me and do stand up, but you work all the fucking time, so
Yeah.
that's not gonna
I
happen.
hate my life. So.
But anyway,
Hey, the day we do the podcast up there with well, I'm not gonna mention his name because it's still yeah. You should do a set that night.
yeah.
I don't know if I can.
Well, Sunday, right?
Do they do Sunday night sets anywhere?
It's a limited. I got the calendar, the open mic calendar that was in that Atlanta comedy group, but there's always like slim pickings on
I
Sundays.
mean, yeah, an obligatory call before you show up because actually Thursday night, I called 3 different places first, and all of them either were not happening, some were closed down altogether, and I got lucky to find the one that I did. But
Where'd you go on Thursday? The one was it Duluth?
no, there's a new one. It's, I mean, no point in plugging the name anyway, but it's some bougie microbrew bar or whatever.
That sounds
And
like a good place for comedy.
it actually was like there was some. It was a good crowd and stuff, and I didn't do terrible, but and yeah, it was a fun time. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. Saturday, I was talking about Saturday. Oh, so this one comedian, you were talking about acknowledging when you're bombing and fucking up. This one comedian, he was like, "Hey, anybody working like a corporate office?" And I was like, and he goes, "So let me ask you something. You ever ask out a girl at your job?" And
You're barking up the wrong tree, pal.
I wasn't even trying to be an asshole. It's just like, and it's not even really getting on a soapbox either, but the whole assuming your preference kind of thing. I laughed when I said it. I was like, dude, I'm gay. And like everybody just like died laughing. It was like, wow, the joke's already dead. This is where it's going. Like everybody's like dying laughing. Like he could have easily just been like, oh, and then like just let it fucking
Whoops.
die. Yeah, like but
Bomb with grace and
Yeah.
make it funny.
there is a fucking way to do it. And like that night that people weren't digging my really dark jokes and stuff, I tried to be like, oops, so I guess I'm not going to win the prize tonight. So yeah, and then the drink alone like joke and stuff when I knew that I was bombing and I was done. Like yeah, you should always totally try to like laugh about it because otherwise if you just keep on being like, so anyways, next new bit, that's sucking ass. Like, you know.
Oh, that's the rumbling with that damn arm.
I accidentally, hit it.
I've been hearing, like, I thought it was your phone earlier, but it's just like, I think that arm
No,
jiggles.
it was my phone.
Well, your
Like,
phone and that were doing it, because that one's a different rumble than what your phone was causing.
Yeah, but that's the first time it's fucking happened.
I've been hearing that kind of rumble the whole, like, periodically. Anyway,
Well, let's get away.
I don't think you guys showing up.
I don't think so either, no. Anyway, so...
I guess we'll talk about
I think we're
tomorrow.
going to wrap this, because it feels forced at this point. I've been meaning to do this ever since we started these, is like, say, mention who the next guest is. So when this comes out, the
Well,
next
it's gonna be
guest...
Lance, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
This is coming out after Lance's episode.
Oh, after.
Yeah, that's the one thing I got to remember. We're releasing after the Tuesday episodes.
Yeah.
So, next Tuesday, the release will feature Billy Slum. It'll also be episode 20. Boom. I guess that's a milestone. I think it was a real fun.
That's the one I did the warheads with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was.
That's
so
the
fun.
young, cool, big
I wish
word
that was
with a
on
foot
video.
fetish.
Yeah.
So make sure you check that out. If you're new, every Tuesday and every Friday we have audio. Right now, Friday, sometimes Saturday, we have little technical issues. We have video as well for the Friday releases. Coming, I think, fucking March or sometime will be video for the guest episodes. So if you stick around for that, they should start rolling in around that time. As always, thank you for checking us out. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. If you're a return listener, thank you for coming back. As always, we love you. I love you.
love you.
I don't know. Maybe they don't.
Yep.
Oh, they do. Okay,
love you
cool.
too.
Yeah, we all love you. So that's been another episode of Babblin and Dabblin. Wait, new thing I thought of. Name the episode. Brandon.
Naming the episode?
Yeah, just right on the spot. Name it. That's the end of the episode now.
Getting canceled.
Bumbo.
Boop.